Wasted World of Sports crew, ahoy. I believe we are live on TikTok for the first time in a long while. Live on YouTube, live on Twitch. Welcome along, wherever you're joining us from. Here on the Wasted World of Sports, as finals footy is about to commence. Are we excited? I know Game ML's excited because her team, the Melbourne Storm, participating tonight in the first of the qualifying finals. They go up against the Bulldogs. Now, there are some Storm supporters in the crowd. They're all decked out. Look at that. I should have painted my nails purple for the occasion. Welcome along. Nice to be back over there on TikTok. Let's see how long it lasts. You know, because we keep getting banned over there for some reason. But anyway, I digress. XJC, ahoy there. Who have we got? Game ML, XJC, Jono, 36, Emmanuel Vinson, ahoy mate. How's everybody doing as we get ready for this one? A few talking points in this game. I'll just pour myself another drink and then we'll get into it. But as always, let me know, chat room, what you've got going on, especially in terms of same-game multis. We love a good SGM around here. And I had a free bet tonight. It was a freebie. Sportsbet are doing their any leg fails up to $50 cashback promotion. So I couldn't help but jump on that and load it up. Now, it might seem like a fairly wild same-game multi. Cheers, everyone, by the way. It might seem like a fairly wild same-game multi, and I'll tell you the price is wild. I think that the price is wild, probably more so Rinakama. Jethro Rinakama may not see a whole lot of ball because Jacob Kiraz has returned. The medical staff at the Dogs have done unbelievably well, and Jacob Kiraz is back. Can you believe it? He was not supposed to be back tonight, but they've brought him back in to go up against Xavier Coates, and that is one of the talking points. I've got Xavier Coates anytime try. Now, if we remember the Broncos game the other week, the Broncos had so much more on the line than the Storm did on that occasion, but you might have noticed what they did to Xavier Coates. They were willing, whenever there was a battle with Xavier Coates, they just bumped him off the ball, ran him off the ball, give away the penalty. Don't let Xavier Coates get one-on-one in the air with anybody. It worked. Tactically, it worked. They gave away the penalty and backed their defense. I just wonder if the Bulldogs try and adapt that. You just wonder if the referees will just be a little bit more harsh this week. Now that it's a known tactic, will it be a little bit more harshly officiated? So that's the way I'm looking at things there. I reckon if there's too much attention on Coates, we might see a man in the bin. The Broncos might have just opened up a huge, what's the word? Hornet's nest here. Ahoy there over on TikTok. Welcome along. Morph, ahoy there, mate. Morph hates this game. Two of Morph's least favorite teams because of Galvin. Eamon, ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Raphael Kibblewhite, ahoy, mate. How was everything with your hospital visit, Raphael? If I'm remembering the correct person. Hope all is well. Rat hashtag 8. You have the exact same multi? Whoa. Fingers crossed then, huh? Fingers crossed. You know, there was whispers around Jacob Kiraz returning to the team for tonight, and I probably would have put him in there instead of Rinakama. To be honest, I just feel, whilst he's been brought in to do a job defensively on Xavier Coates, Kiraz maybe to get a bit more ball. Youngie, ahoy, mate. You think Munster will show his brilliance tonight? Well, let's jump into the talking points, shall we? Because another talking point outside of Xavier Coates, I want to talk a little bit about this man. Just talking about players who will have a potentially a huge game. They step up in the big moments more often than not. And that is this man, Harry Grant. Harry Grant back in the side, such a crucial in for the Melbourne Storm. They've been a little bit clunky. They've been a little bit headless. Their captain is back. And I reckon, even though I did not put him in my same game multi, I've just got a feeling Harry Grant could be in for one of those nights. And if you've ever watched Harry Grant play State of Origin and have a big game, you know exactly those sorts of nights that I'm talking about. If Melbourne get front foot ball in the red zone, the captain's going to back himself. XJC says missing Paps and Hughes, though. Hughes is obviously a massive out. I don't think they necessarily lose anything with Nick Meaney at the back. I mean, Papenhuyzen has not been in the greatest of form over the past month or so. Nick Meaney, though, had a bit of a shocker against the Broncos, didn't he? But he was, of course, playing in the centres. But I think it doesn't matter. Nick Meaney will do a more than capable job there, filling in at fullback. It's all on Harry Grant, and Harry Grant's going to provide that quick ball for Cameron Munster to shine as well. Pitpack, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. Very much appreciate that. Cheers. UFC, ahoy, mates. How are we doing? Now, obviously, for the Bulldogs, Stephen Crichton. Equally for Stephen Crichton, much as we've talked about Harry Grant needing to have a big game for the Storm, leading from the front as captain, Stephen Crichton, Bulldogs captain, he needs to step up, lead from the front, be a smart captain. And I mean by that, his approaches to the referee, his decisions off the back of penalties. He needs to be fully on his game tonight, Stephen Crichton. And you just know that the Melbourne Storm are going to try and get under the skin and cause the Bulldogs players to erupt. Johnny Michael, ahoy, mate. Welcome along over there on the YouTube. Jeffrey Wang, ahoy, mate. Jeffrey tips the Bulldogs to win. Mookie, ahoy, buddy. Mookie, you just won $225 off a $3 bonus bet in the ladies NRLW, Para versus Bulldogs. Oh, excuse me. Very nice. Oh, UFC, loving the new job. There are so many sexy Asians around. Nice. How do I apply? Lockie, ahoy, mates. Game hasn't started yet. Kickoff about 5 minutes away. Roughly 5 minutes. Nathan, question mark. How much is that paying? So, my same game multi. Enari Tuala, Xavier Coates, Jacob Preston, and Rinakama, $44. 44 to the dollar. I've chucked $50 on it because, like I said, had a free bet. Sportsbet are doing a promotion on this game. 3 or more legs in a same game multi. Any leg fails, $50 back in the form of a bonus bet. It's a free hit, essentially. I mean, it's not a free hit if, well, you know what I mean. It's a free hit because I keep making same game multis on all our streams anyway. So you understand what I mean. It's not a free bet because the money, if you lose, gets tied up in bonus bets. But yeah. So I'm feeling pretty good about it, actually, because if you think about finals footy, it's going to be tight. It's going to be hard fought up the middle. Enari Tuala is a try-scoring machine as it is. Jacob Preston's a try-scoring machine as it is. Finals footy is made for those blokes, although defensively things might be a little bit tighter. So I actually really don't mind it. Quentin Paul, ahoy, mate. Bronx 13. Do I think Reno and Mam will return for the Broncos? What, this weekend? Absolutely not for either of them. Reynolds will be back throughout the final series as long as they keep winning, but I'm fairly certain. I mean, look, never say never, I suppose, that we didn't think there was any chance of Jacob Kiraz being right for tonight. So never say never, but I can't imagine Ezra Mam being fit at any point for the rest of the year, so. But let's be honest, the Broncos are doing just fine without them. Sweet Pea, 458, ahoy, mates. Tomorrow is Wade Egan's 150th game. Very nice. Tell you what, I'm going to try something very, very unique tomorrow. Very, very unique. Because the Panthers-Warriors game spills into the All Blacks Springboks game. Now, whether you like rugby union or not, it generates so much more numbers for the channel than rugby league does. So I will be covering it, but I'm investigating a way to possibly do both. I don't know how I'm going to manage to pull that one off, but I am going to try. Oven, ahoy mate. Oven Ragi. Pale. The Storms will run away. Do I think the Bronx can win the comp? Let's be honest. Pretty much anybody can win on their day, right? And the Broncos are probably coming into the finals with some pretty serious momentum and form. So, yeah, absolutely. If they knock off the Raiders and get into the prelim, very big chance. Very big chance. Sweet Pea, you've got 2 TVs to watch the All Blacks game. Very nice, very nice. I'm thinking about calling both at the same time because it'll be second half Panthers Warriors, first half All Blacks Springboks. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try and do it. We're going to try and do 2 games, 1 stream. Onto the field come the Bulldogs. Now, remember, the loser of this game does get a second chance. They will have to go on and face the winner of the Panthers and the Warriors. Jahrome Salmon, that bleached blonde hair, starting to fizzle out. His natural color coming back through. We can't call him 7M anymore. I'm going to miss that nickname for Jahrome Salmon with the bleached blonde hair. 7M, no more. UFC, there's quite a few out for the Dogs. Yes, Bronson, Xerri, Marcelo, Montoya. Probably the two major names there. Reed Meaney, of course, just dropped. Sensationally dropped Reed Meaney. And Toby Sexton brought back into the team. And John Michael Kiraz is hardcore. Okay, it took me forever to find that.
Not hardcore, unless you live hardcore.
Here come the home side now, the Melbourne Storm. Game faces are on, although a little cheeky smirk there from Harry Grant. Are they perhaps a little bit too relaxed here? Melbourne Storm, of course, with the experience. Not a lot of premiership winners, but a lot of finals experience. Oh, DJ Shaq, I know, right? Eli Katoa versus Viliami Kikau. Bring it on. Harry Grant back after a 2-game suspension. Oh, boy. At least, I mean, the teams who lose have a second chance, so, you know, the pressure will be on, but how much say will this man have in the results? Referee Adam G., one of the best referees going around. I can't believe that Adam G's not been invited back to any of the big games. Lazo, ahoy, mate. Just in time for the kickoff. Oh, Matt Burton's got his game face on. Munster. He looks like he's primed and ready for this one. 5 seconds until kickoff, and it is the home side kicking us off. Referee G blows the whistle, and we're off and running. Melbourne send it deep into Canterbury's 10. And who's winding up from the back fence? Assuming it's Maxi King, and it looks like that's indeed who it was. Lined up over on the left here, the Bulldogs. Are they going the early shift? Yes, they are. Galvin onto Burton. Burton to Kikau. And Kikau gets himself one-on-one with Anderson, but Anderson's carpets does well and brings him to the ground just outside the 30. Now, that was something a little different there from the Bulldogs. An early shift out to the left on play 2. The Storm have done well to number up. They certainly wouldn't have been expecting it. Down the short side, Burton puts the kick in on tackle 4, and it's a high floating bomb. Easy take of the back, though, for Meaney. Oh, Meaney's picked up and dragged back by Kickow. What a beast. Now, there's a player I probably didn't talk enough about in the pregame. Viliami Kickow. He could be in for a monster of a game, too. Oh, he's down in back play. Have I just put the curse on him immediately? Viliami Kickow is down. Now, he's either milking for a penalty here, or this is very serious concern for the Bulldogs. Oh, he's copped an elbow, stray elbow to the side of the face. Unintentional as he was coming in from behind to make the tackle. He's copped an elbow to the face. Concern here for the Bulldogs. This would be a huge out. To lose Viliami Kickow on essentially the first defensive set. Oh, and he's still down on his haunches. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Viliami Kickow in the first defensive set. And he looks like he could be done. He still hasn't got back up. Stay hunky, ahoy, mate. Dear, oh, dear. Well, what a turn. Oh, Tupanua. Poops is on the bike. He's warming up. Odd pop it, ahoy, mate. Better switch over to the game screen. Oh, wow. Some serious concern here for the Bulldogs. Viliami Kickow in their first defensive set. He's gone down and he's coming off. HIA for Viliami. Not the start, obviously, that the Bulldogs were looking for. A stray elbow from Will Warbrick. Oh, yeah, and his eye is completely closed over. That's the issue here. Viliami Kickow, his eyes swollen up and closed. I don't know how you come back from that, to be honest. Blues Girl says head injury. He's gone for the game. No one likes to see that. Hope he's okay. I can't imagine he's coming back from that. No, his eye was completely swollen and closed shut. Well, that could alter everything. Viliami Kickow off for an early HIA. Wow. First defensive set. And the poor bloke cops that. Melbourne in possession on their own 20. Dear, oh dear. Not the start they were after, to say the least. Category 2. Okay, Category 2 means he undergoes the 15-minute assessment. And assuming they can get that eye right, he might come back. As Storm complete their set, kick down as far as Connor Tracy on the 20. Bulldogs back in possession. But yes, that's the big story to start the match. The Bulldogs' first defensive set of the game, Viliami Kickow, copping a stray elbow, and he's off with a Category 2. Quick play the ball here, and great work around the ruck from Bailey Hayward. But Melbourne's defense mans up and drives him backwards. An early kick again here from Berto from inside the 30. Solid purchase on it, taken at the back by Meaney. Well positioned again. And he brings it out to the 30 before Josh Curran wraps him up and takes him down. Manuel Snow, ahoy mate. And Bronx 13 Kickow's off for a Category 2 HIA. As up to halfway now goes Xavier Coates. Halfway through the set here for the Melbourne Storm. Set restarts. Halfway through. halfway through the set, and they give away a 6 again. Short side go Melbourne with Utoikamanu. Picked up and dumped almost beyond the horizontal. Very, very close there. Pezzett goes out the back for Wishart. Short ball and straight through a gap. Joe Chan's 10 metres out. Here comes Harry Grant into play. Gives it to Munster. Numbers to the right. Katoa catches the floater. Bends off a very weak attempt to tackle and scores beside the post. Tick number 1 for our multi. Melbourne on top early. Quick play the ball inside the 22. Harry Grant takes a couple of steps, gives it to Munster. Munster with a floating cutout pass across the defensive line. And Eli Katoa, a simple left arm fend. And through he goes. Matt Burton, it was caught just grabbing at the shoulder. Try confirmed. Melbourne up 4-0. Eli Katoa gives us a tick off the multi. And a simple conversion to come. Who'll be taking the kicking? Nick Meaney? And I tell you what, the Storm, without Jahrome Hughes, they needed their big-name players to step up. Well, there was 3 of them involved right there. Grant, Munster, Katoa. Stepping up when it's required. Really, really concerning defensive effort there from Matt Burton. Just grabbing at the shoulder. Not really trying to make a hit of any substance. As it is Nick Meaney with the conversion from right beside the posts. Straight through it goes, and they're up 6-0. Good start here for the home side. Matty Colkin, ahoy, mate. The big news for the Dogs, though. Matty Colkin, thank you very much for the heart me. Big news for the Dogs. Viliami kick out on the first defensive set. Off he went for HIA. So it'll be interesting to see. Category 2, so we'll see. He may be back onto the field at some point. Certainly hoping for all the best there for Viliami kick out. But it's Eli Katoa and the Storm who get the first try. 6-0, 6 minutes gone. Well, are we 6 minutes gone? Not even quite. Approaching 6 minutes gone. Full of running now and forward momentum as Munster takes it up to the 40. Slow play the ball. Remember that try came off the back of a set restart. The Bulldogs giving away a late 6 again on that last set. But Howarth brings down Connor Tracy now. Bulldogs, can they answer? Here's Kiraz. 40 metres out from their own line. The Dogs, Stephen Crichton with, one of his first touches. He needs to lead from the front there, the captain, try and get his team back into this fight. 2 tackles left. This set, Burton, they're going to kick again early. High into the corner. Meaney plants himself under it, spins, and he's taken well in the kick chase. 6-0 it is. Melbourne. Lee Bowden, ahoy, mate. Daniela, Kevin Chris, ahoy there. Come on, doggies. Support from PNG. Johnny Michael, your sister is over in the UK. Can you please say hello to her? Thanks. No, I cannot do that. But what I can do is say ahoy to John Michael's sister over there in the UK. 5th and last, Melbourne. Just outside their own 40 and a good kick downfield. Tracy takes it on the 10 and returns it out of the red zone, but they try and drive him back. The kick chase led by Eli Katoa. And a very flat-footed looking Bulldogs at the moment as Rinakama almost spills the ball. That's the last thing they need now. What's happened to my phone here? Oh, don't tell me my battery died. Would be hilarious. I need my phone in case I need to do a quick cash out. Stephen Crichton now, strong carry. Getting himself heavily involved just like he needs to. Burton kicks again from their own side of halfway. Meaney gets across very close to the touchline. Tom Greer, ahoy mate. Galvin playing well or woeful? As Melbourne come up with an early mistake here. Tackle one. They've dropped the ball. And here's a chance now for the Bulldogs. Their best opportunity of the game so far. Still in the early days, of course. And a penalty now to compound the issue. High contact. Will Warbrick taking his eyes off the ball, having a cheeky look at the defensive line. MK Waria, ahoy mate. Go the Storms. Mala, ahoy. Go the Storms. Mala Janet Kagari. Hope I said that right. Mr. P. Here to see the Bulldogs win tonight. 627 hashtag SCT. Ahoy there. Set restart here for the Dogs. Galvin drops it off inside for Preston. Preston beats one. And he fights his way towards the line just a couple of meters out. That would have been good for my multi. As the Bulldogs head left. Galvin inside to Curran, who spills it. And that's a huge mistake. On the attack off the back of a set restart. You've got to hold on to those. One error apiece. Beebs, ahoy there. Thanks for the best commentary stream. Up the wires tomorrow. KJ KitKat, do you think the Brian To'o stuff will affect the Panthers tomorrow? Absolutely not. No. Four premierships and 5 grand finals in a row. I think they're pretty adept at blocking out the background noise. As Melbourne win the scrum, as if there was ever any doubt. Rugby league scrum, right? Not competitive. But they were let off the hook there, the home side. Presented the Bulldogs with an opportunity. And the Doggies threw the mistake from Josh Curran. Didn't want any part of that one. Tackle 4 now. 10 minutes gone in this opening half. Munster just shuffling it along over the left-hand edge and fairly safely inside the touchline. Back it goes for Pezzett to clear. Pezzett from halfway gets good purchase on this, pushing Connor Tracy down into the left-hand corner. And then he's met hard by Munster. And who else is there? Joe Chan and Munster with the 2-on-1 hit. Odd popper. Cheers, mate. As a pushed pass there from Kiraz to Galvin. And a little bit of panic in the play here early on from the Bulldogs. Odd Poppet, thank you very much, mate, for the super chat on YouTube. Halfway through this set, and the Bulldogs well and truly on the back foot. Burton from inside the 40. Lots of height, but not a lot of distance. Skewed it a little bit, and it's an easy take of the back for Warbrick. Gets a quick play the ball away as well, and here goes Anderson's carpets. Turned on his back. Can't get that quick play the ball away. Up to halfway. Grant onto Coates, angling back in towards the tackled area. And we've got time off because Coates walked off the mark. Munster takes the line on, gets the arms free, but nobody to pass to. I say it every single stream of the Melbourne Storm that he plays in, but geez, deceivingly strong Munster. There's quick hands now and the grubber kick through in behind the line by Howarth. Sits up on the 10 for Tracy. Gets away from Harry Grant. Links up with Rinakama. And Rinakama loses the ball. Oh, he's managed to just hold on as Grant Anderson tried for the one-on-one steal. He's done well in the end there, Rinakama, to somehow hold on to that. That could have been disastrous for the Doggies. Kiraz loses it out the back. Munster dives on it. Melbourne have the possession back again. The Bulldogs, too many mistakes. This is not finals footy worthy from the Dogs so far. Yes, they did lose Viliami Kikau in the opening minute. But this becomes a massive set of 6 now. As Utoikamanu powers it up to the 20, but they get in force and drive him back to the Bulldogs. 4-man tackle. Grant from dummy half onto Pezzett. Through the hands to the left they go. Joe Chan monstered in the tackle. Stephen Crichton has done an injury. Stephen Crichton still down. Oh, we'll keep an eye on that. He's very slow to get up and limping back into the defensive line. Stephen Crichton. Oh, he can't put weight on that left ankle. But they go away to the opposite edge to the Storm. Maybe nobody noticed it. And that'll be a handover. 10 metres out from their own line, and Stephen Crichton cannot put weight on that left leg. They've already got Viliami Kikau off for Category 2, HIA. And now Stephen Crichton. Oh, he's twisted his leg in the most awful way imaginable. He got his leg caught in under his body as he was making the tackle. God, that's got to hurt. 20 out from their own line. Stephen Crichton now just trying to get some mobility into that leg. Viliami Kikau's out on the bike as Burton kicks early again. And a nice bounce at the back for Nick Meaney. Stephen Crichton looks like he is... it was a big mistake here from Will Warbrick again. Will Warbrick with his second drop ball of the night. And the Bulldogs are presented another opportunity. We are seeing some uncharacteristic errors from both sides. Stephen Crichton seems to have walked off the issue. What happened to him was he went in for the tackle. He got his left leg pinned underneath him. And he folded backwards. He seems like he's okay now. Stephen Crichton is up and about. Good news for the Bulldogs. They couldn't afford to lose another player. Not that it looks like they're going to lose Kikau. It looks like he's coming back. We just saw a shot before of Kikau on the sideline, back on the bike. His eyes wide open. So it looks like he'll be back on at some point. Bulldogs, though, 15 metres out midfield. They go left for Salmon. Cut out pass for Galvin. Inside for Curran, who holds on to it this time. Halfway through the set now, 10 metres out. The Bulldogs looking to hit back. Salmon at first receiver again. Galvin, flat pass for Preston. Preston takes on Munster. Munster gets some help from Chan, and he's taken down 2 metres out. Short side for Crichton. Looks to grub her in behind, and it's been lost by Melbourne. 6 more tackles for the Bulldogs. Galvin stepping back to where the mistake was made on this right-hand side. 10 metres out, the Dogs. Can they crack this defensive line open? 24 minutes remain in this opening half. Another set restart. Very slow play of the ball, but 6 more tackles. Salmon heads back towards the post from that left edge. Hayward fires it across to Galvin. Inside ball for Preston. Preston getting so heavily involved early is great news for my multi, potentially. Assuming that he does something with it. Hayward now onto Salmon. Cut out pass to Galvin. Now Burton dummy steps off the left boot. And he's chopped down in a try-saving effort. Who made that tackle? I couldn't quite see. Short ball there from Galvin. Is called forward. Well, there you go. Lockie Galvin called for a forward pass. I want to see a replay and see who made that try-saving effort. Stepping back off the left, and it's Jonah Pezzett. Jonah Pezzett, take a bow. The Bulldogs had set up a 3-on-2 out on the left. Burton decided he would take Pezzett on. Stepping off the left boot to try and get the weak shoulder, Pezzett chopped him down. What a tackle. And then Galvin with the forward pass. Melbourne back in possession in their own 10, but they're under the pump. Lazar says that players must wear too much oil these days as it keeps the ball slipping. Well, that's why they've normally got the sticky spray that counteracts that. Heel fries, ahoy, mate. And a penalty now to the Storm. As Stephen Crichton is still limping. He's still not running freely on that leg. Oh, Kickout's back on the field. His right eye that copped the elbow. It's still not completely open. Seems like he'll be struggling with it a little bit. As Melbourne find touch just short of halfway. And here they come now, looking to get back on the attack. Howarth takes it into the Bulldogs' territory. Munster backtracking, so he hands it off to a big bopper. Utoikamanu takes it. Stands in the three-man tackle and gets a quick play the ball away. No, he was off the mark. Told to go back. So the Bulldogs at the moment have got Viliami Kikau playing with one eye as Munster sends it left for Chan. Chan runs straight over the top of Crichton. Oh, Stephen Crichton is not 100%. Munster steps away from Salmon and he's taken down by Galvin. Harry Grant goes on a dart for the first time tonight and he gets tangled up. Has to surrender. 20 metres out, fifth and last. They go right. But Pezzett dummies the kick, gets it away a second time, and it's way too deep. Rinakama slides across the turf to take it. And a 7-tackle set incoming here for the Bulldogs. Dan Jam, ahoy, mate. Early shift to the left there for Tuala. Got away from the first tackle, Enari Tuala, but couldn't go beyond that. It's only 6-0, Dan Jam, but you have missed some action. Viliami Kikau was sent off for a HIA in the opening minute of the game. Oh, here comes Toby Sexton. Toby Sexton has been interjected into the field because off comes Stephen Crichton limping down the tunnel. That was the other big story, Dan Jam. Stephen Crichton is off the field. Burton has shifted to the centres. Sexton comes into the halves. Oh, the Bulldogs. All these shuffles coming at the worst possible time for them. Salmon onto Galvin. Here's Kikau. Gets through the line. Offloads to Sexton. Sexton bangs it off the knee. Regathers and scores. Toby Sexton's been on the field for 10 seconds. This will go up as a no try because they have to take a look and see if there was a knock on. But as it stands at the moment, Viliami Kikau with one eye. I don't suppose he needs his eyes to pass. Offloads, and it's off the knee from Sexton. Bouncing forward off the knee, and then he regathers. Steps away from Nick Meaney, who stops, expecting the call of knock on. And Toby Sexton on the field for 10 seconds has just leveled this ball game. More us than class, as they say. Well, as we like to say. But the try stands. Isn't that incredible? Toby Sexton on the field for 10 seconds makes a huge statement. The one-eyed Viliami Kikau with the offload to Sexton. It hits the knee and he scores under the sticks. And how many times do we talk about it? You've got to play to the whistle. Nick Meaney absolutely not playing to the whistle on that occasion. Nick Meaney, the Melbourne Storm fullback tonight, stopped dead in his tracks, was expecting the whistle to blow and a call of knock on to be made. It didn't come, and we are all locked up as Matt Burton moves in puts this one over from right in front. 6 points all. And the Bulldogs have survived all that early domination of the Storm, and they've answered back. I didn't get a chance to talk about it too much in the pregame, but a nice cheeky bet for this weekend would have been all games to be 1 to 12 margins. A weekend-long multi, all games 1 to 12 margin. Toby Sexton dropped from the team to make way for Lockie Galvin. And what a statement he has just made as we see Nina Kennedy up there with Papenhuyzen in the stands. 6 points apiece, 18.5 to go in this opening 40. And the Bulldogs very riskily let that kickoff bounce. They get away with it. Oh, now Joe Chan's going to be off for HIA. Oh, blood gushing out of the mouth. He's been busted open. Not to make light of the situation, but he looks a bit like the Joker at the moment. Oh, yeah, Joe Chan, he's copped one in the face, and that'll be him done for a little bit. Joe Chan, head clash. So he'll be off for a HIA. Sweet Pea, 458. Did I know Toby Sexton is your cousin? Lots of people's cousins in the chat. Oh, Craig Bellamy looks unhappy. Well, when does he ever not, I suppose? Six points apiece. Players are dropping like flies. At least some of them are coming back again. We'll await an update on Stephen Crichton to see what's going on there. And Canterbury come up with the mistake on tackle 1. Well, tackle 2, I suppose it was officially. Oh, more mistakes from the Bulldogs. Honestly, how are they in this contest? How are they honestly still in this contest? DJ Shack says, can we call this game a finals injury bowl? Certainly shaping up that way at the moment, isn't it? Certainly shaping up that way. Scrum down 10 metres out from the line, and that's a loose pass from the scrum. Dear Lord. Anderson, I think it is, who's had to dive on that, and they've lost some ground. Coates now. Katoa, heading forward. Bobby, ahoy, mate. Has it onto Utoikamanu. 10 metres out here, just to the left of the post, halfway through this set. Melbourne with 17 left in the opening half. Munster with the double pump out the back for King. And a penalty. Take the 2. Take the 2. Take the 2. Kick out with a high shot. And Nick Meaney stepping up to break this deadlock, this unexpected deadlock. Well, not unexpected going into the game, but unexpected from the way that the game has played out thus far, I would say. You certainly know that it's finals footy. We can say that for absolute certainty. One tick off the multi. I'd love another one before the halftime break. NRL Titans, 771. Ahoy there. From essentially right in front, Nick Meaney puts it over. And Melbourne reclaim the lead. 8 points to 6. Oh, boy. What a game this has been so far. Contentious call. Yeah, that's an interesting one because Viliami kick out. He went high. Josh King put his arm up, and kick out ultimately ended up hitting the arm. Now the arm was in front of the face. I mean, what do you do in that situation? Josh King put his arm up to protect himself. If he doesn't, he cops one square in the schnoz. So yeah, what do you do? I mean, he didn't make contact with the head, but he was high. Stephen Crichton's undergoing injury assessment still. They got to figure out what's going to happen there. 30 out from their own line, and an early kick here from Pezzett. It's touched by the Bulldogs, looking for a 40-20. He's almost pulled it off. Connor Tracy keeps it in the field of play. 12 out from his own line. Tracy does extremely well. Jonah Pezzett, though, nearly swung this game on its head. Two, what would you say? Toby Sexton and Jonah Pezzett. Two underutilized, perhaps underappreciated halves have almost swung the game on its head. Sweet. Stephen Peak, thank you very much for the channel membership renewal. Stephen Peak on YouTube. Cheers. Michelle, ahoy there. Down the short side for Galvin to kick. Puts it high into the corner. Meaney's under it, takes it well. And Nicholas Meaney heading back into midfield a little upright. And he's driven back as a consequence. Sweet Pea, it's good that Critter got a foot injury, nothing bad. JJ says the doggies are going to win. Chris, ahoy there, mate. J&R needs Coates and Rinakama and the Storm to win. Nice. It is the Storm in possession, 30 out from their own line. Big defense in midfield. Kurt Mann is there. Josh Curran was there, and of course it was Tupanua. Fifth and last, just outside their own 40. And the clearing kick from Munster, taken inside the 20 by Kiraz, who winds up. Lots of players getting driven back in tackles tonight. The defense is finals footy for sure. Smock. You've got Coates for 2, Warwick anytime. Warbrick anytime. And under 38.5. Wow. Plowing through these. 13.5 to go. The double pump from Galvin to Tracy. Through the hands right they go. The Bulldogs up to halfway, but all very clunky and predictable. And an easy take by young Keanu in defense. Fifth and last for the Bulldogs. Tupanua plays it just inside Storm territory. Burton puts the high ball up. It won't be contestable. And Warbrick rocks back for it. Xavier Coates. Very quiet, very quiet. And here he is. Coates is rocked in the tackle. Tupanua and Kurt Mann are forming a two-man wrecking crew out there at the moment. Some of the hits, you can feel the impact through the TV screen. I would advise stop running at Tupanua and Kurt Mann. Fifth and last, Munster has a little bit of a run. Tupanua tracks him down and he gets the kick away. Bounces straight into the chest of Kiraz. Fires it over to Tracy in midfield, and Connor Tracy brings it back to the 30. The Bulldogs, they're just starting to win the territory battle now. They just got themselves on top. But of course, they're trailing by 2 where it matters the most. Up to halfway. Tupanua runs a nice angle back in towards the ruck area and takes it beyond the halfway line. 40 metres out, Stilly Tupanua. What a performance since he's come on. Short ball to Preston. Well read by the Storm defenders. 3-man tackle holds him up. Fifth and last for Sexton in midfield. Kicks this one high. Galvin chasing through. Galvin puts pressure on and spills the ball over the line. Oh, Lockie Galvin almost had it. It's gone up as no try. They're going to check a couple of things here. They're going to check offsides. They're going to check escort. They're going to check knock-ons. Galvin. Okay, there's no escort on him. Meaney. Touches the ball. It's off Nick Meaney first. So that will surely be a knock-on. The double knock-on. The first one will be against Nick Meaney. So the Bulldogs will get the ball back here. Scrum down. Stephen Crichton unlikely to return. There we go. Stephen Crichton, he's on the bike, at least. He's on the bike, but he is unlikely to return to the match. Wow. Scrum down Bulldogs, though. 20 out from the line. Sexton dummies and goes straight through. And he's pulled down from behind. Try-saving tackle, but numbers to burn out the left. Connor Tracy steps back in field. 5 meters out here on tackle 2. The Bulldogs have just come to life with Sexton on the field. And here he is again. Tupanua runs the perfect angle. And he's chopped down by Harry Grant. A meter out here, halfway through the set. Galvin. Short ball for Preston. Preston almost through. I got excited there for my multi. Numbers again out the left. Kurtman slips. That brings the play to a close. 5th and last. 10 meters out, right in front of the sticks. Hayward sends it right for Galvin. Out the back. Tracy with the cutout pass for Jacob Kiraz. And Kiraz scores in the corner. Melbourne caught short on defense. And Jacob Kiraz plants it down. Oh, the man that would have been in my multi had I known he was even playing. A last-minute inclusion into the team, Jacob Kiraz. There were rumours. There were whispers. And Xavier Coates jamming in and leaving Kiraz unmarked. Kiraz was rushed back into the team specifically to go one-on-one with Xavier Coates. And they haven't really had a whole lot to do tonight, the two of them, but that is an early first-half win for Jacob Kiraz over Xavier Coates. 10 points to 8 with the kick to come. He nearly dropped it too. He nearly dropped it. Nine minutes left until the break. 10 points to 8 with the kick to come. Beautiful, beautiful lineup to the right. Numbers out the wazoo for the Dogs. Sexton to Galvin. Short ball there for Preston. They thought that they were going to go back open side. Matt Burton. From bang on the sideline, it's the favoured side for a left footer. Can he angle this one back in? He starts it off to the left. It's curling. It's bending. It's straight down the middle. And the Bulldogs lead 12 points to 8. Big conversion, that one. Matty Burton from out wide. Swings it through. And it's the Bulldogs on top. A Bulldogs team rocked with HIAs and injury concerns. Viliami Kikau playing with one eye. Eight minutes to go in the opening half. And it is the one-eyed Viliami Kikau who takes it up to the 20. So Stephen Crichton, for those who may not have seen or heard, Stephen Crichton went in to make a tackle. His left leg got trapped under his own body weight, and he got folded backwards, and he never really recovered. But at least he's out. He's on the sideline, and he's on the bike. They won't bring him back tonight, it doesn't seem. But at least he's out there on the bike. So it seems like he'll be okay for the next game, whenever that might be. As the Bulldogs roll upfield now, all the momentum, fifth and last. Burton from 40 out puts this one high. Is it a little too deep? No, it's perfectly placed. Just a metre out. It's taken by Warbrick. 10 metres out from their own line. Big defence again from Kurt Mann. He is putting in some hits. Trying to wrestle the momentum back here, the Storm. As we know, it's very difficult to do in modern-day rugby league when you lose the momentum. Very hard to get back. Mad X Beck Gaming. Up the doggies. Ahoy there. Welcome along. There's Pezzett with the kick from inside the 40. He's angled it well. He's got the 40-20 this time, Jonah Pezzett. He got so close last time. What a kick. And it's the young halves that are stepping up. Well, actually, I'm not sure how young Toby Sexton might be. But Jonah Pezzett, a future great halfback in the making. And he steps up and absolutely nails a 40-20 right when his team needs it. Here come the Storm now, 12 out. 6.5 to go until the break. Kamakamitha inside the 10. They look left. Grant goes to Munster. Munster steps back in field. Looking to offload as he always does. Right-hand edge they go. Pezzett out the back for Anderson. Anderson offloads for Warbrick, who angles back in field. Takes on Kurt Mann. Runs over the top of some poor soul. But it wasn't Kurt Mann. He held on and made the tackle. A metre out here, the Storm. Halfway through the set. Loose pass out the back to nobody. And it's scooped up by Meaney from a standing start. He offloads. And Lasati, taken down. 10 metres out. Harry Grant from dummy half goes on a run. Munster sends it back down the short side. And Howarth is tackled. Fifth and last. Munster, short ball for Lasati. And Lasati rumbles over. Quick play the ball. Harry Grant, heads up play, goes straight down the short side. Give it to the big fella, Lasati. And we're all locked up again. Catching them napping from the quick play the ball. 10 metres out. Short side play, and it's all off the back of this man. Jonah Pezzett with the 40-20. That's how you swing momentum. It's very difficult to do. But they've found a way. Big Lasati. Oh, now has he got it down here? Yes, he has. There we go. He got there eventually. Adivalu Lasati, NRL Finals debut. And he gets a try. Here as the slow defender there for the Bulldogs. Yes, indeed. DJ Shack, lots of former Panther players out there. Lasati, just one of them. Nick Meaney from out wide answers the challenge and gives the Storm the lead again. 14 points to 12. He says, Matt Berto, you can do it. I can do it too. Puts it down the middle. Nicholas Meaney makes it 14 points to 12. Oh, what a game we have on our hands indeed, DJ Shack. Back underway. Munster takes the kickoff, and here's Kamikamitha. The Karma Chameleon. Up to the 20. And with 3 minutes 40 to go till the break, they could jag another one here, the Storm. Rumbling up the field. McDonald to the 40 on play 3. Oh, dummy from Trent Liero. Genitalia, ahoy, mate. Short side they go. Grant again for Katoa. Into Bulldogs territory. 5th and last. 3 minutes left to play. Munster puts it high. Contestable kick this one. It's above the stadium. Connor Tracy does well to take it, and he skips away from the first tackle. Fends away from another, and almost beats Warbrick on the outside. Well done there, Connor Tracy. Of course, a former Cronulla Shark. Just another really, a really good example of poor recruitment and retention from the Cronulla Sharks. Joe Chan has failed his HIA, and he's out for the game. No more Joe Chan. And that also rules him out for next week too, should the Melbourne Storm go on and lose this game. Tupanua rocked back in the tackle. Lasati making a statement. 5th and last on halfway. Sexton gets the kick downfield. Warbrick's under it. They are not kicking towards Xavier Coates, which is smart, by the way. I'm just saying. I can't recall one single kick in general play from the Bulldogs to Xavier Coates. And speak of the devil, Coates spills the ball. And with 2 minutes to go till halftime, here's a chance for the Dogs. Kiraz down the short side. Takes it inside the 30. 1 minute 50 until the break. Coates with a big mistake. Set restart. Tupanua taken down. 25 out just to the right of the post. Slow play the ball. Hayward sends it left for Sexton. Shows it inside. Goes out for Galvin. Gives it to Kickow. Flick pass back inside for Galvin. Second phase play. Galvin's taken down. 15 out. A minute and a half until the break. Curran at first receiver. Onto man. Flat pass at best there to Tupanua, and it's called forward. Flat at best. Oh, and that's a huge let-off for the Melbourne Storm. Massive. Big let-off right on the stroke of half-time. Well, practically. Inside the final minute. Slow to pack this scrum. I think everybody's happy for a half-time break. Anderson picked up and dumped in the tackle. Slow play the ball. Eli Katoa, good strong carry. Grant goes from dummy half. Had nobody to pass to. Pezza gets there eventually. 16 seconds left. 14 points to 12. Looks like the score will be taken into the break. A shift here, though, from Munster now. Out the back for Howarth. And that should be the last play of the half. Final play, the ball. Grant goes on a dart. Gives it off to Munster. Munster puts the fend on a couple. And he's up over halfway before he surrenders in the tackle. And Melbourne take a 14 points to 12 lead into the halftime break. What a half of footy it's been. A minute in. And Viliami Kikau leaves the field for a Category 2 HIA. His eye was swollen shut. Viliami Kikau passes his HIA, comes back onto the field, but then they lose Stephen Crichton, their captain, who folded over the top of himself, got his left leg trapped. And he is out for the rest of the game, it seems. But that injected Toby Sexton. Sexton came on. Burton shifted out to the centres. And Toby Sexton scores the hit-back try for the Bulldogs 10 seconds after being on the field. His first touch. What a statement that was. But then it was Jonah Pezzett. Jonah Pezzett for the Melbourne Storm. Pulling off a 40-20. And big Lasati off the bench. Scoring the try that put the Storm back in front. 14 points to 12. They go into the break. Joe Chan, of course, failing his HIA. He's off. He won't be back tonight as well, and he won't be back next week should Melbourne ultimately lose this game. So that's how it is at the halftime break. 14 points to 12 in favour of the home side, the Melbourne Storm. Just that penalty goal. How crucial will that penalty goal turn into by the end of this one? It's the difference maker at the moment. All right, Wasted Water Sports. I'm going to have myself a break for halftime. And yes, I'll be back shortly. I'll probably leave the screen up. What we'll do is we'll switch over. No, I'll leave the screen up as it is. That's what I'll do. I think I've made my mind up. Oh, Mads X Beck Gaming. Don't know if you can see that. Captain Morgan's my favorite drop. All right, quick break for halftime. Be right back after this here on the Wasted Water Sports. Yes, sir. 14 points to 12 at the halftime break. Genitalia. Moses turns 17 months old tomorrow. Wow. Time flies, hey? Time flies. Crazy stuff. 14 points to 12 at the break. Dean, ahoy there, mate. Oh, that was just, yeah, a little jingle for the channel. We've got a couple. We've got the official Wasted Water Sports intro song, and we've got that little banger that just plays in the halftime breaks and whatnot. And also, we have specific songs for certain players. We've got the punk pop classic 1, 2, 3, 4. Teddy lost his shorts again. So that'll be cranked out during the Sharks Roosters game. And we've also got the new metal Pain in the Hearse. Semi salsa. Ahoy, mates. Go, go, go. Doggies, go. Does anyone remember the children's book, Go, Dog, Go? Lazar, welcome back, mate. Halftime break, 14 points to 12. I tell you what, had I known that Jacob Kiraz was going to be playing, I would have had him in my multi. I found out too late. I'd already committed to Rinakama. So, Rinakama was in the multi. Here we go. Possession, 51%. 49% in favor of the Bulldogs. So, owning the possession stats, but the completed sets, that'll be a worry for both teams, really. 19 from 24 for the Bulldogs, 18 from 22 for the Melbourne Storm. Slightly better completion rate, therefore slightly ahead. Mad X Beck Gaming. Who do I want to win the whole thing? Well, I mean, look, the Cronulla Sharks are my team. I would love for the Sharks to win the whole thing. It's not going to happen, though. I'm a realist. I support my team and I love my team, but I'm a realist. I don't think they're going to win the whole thing. I know that it would frustrate a lot of people. It would make a lot of people angry, but I would love to see the Panthers go 5 in a row. That's my dad's team. And I would love to see the Panthers just continue to break records for him so that he gets to witness it. Pretty much just anybody but the Broncos, really, and I'll be okay. Anyone but the Broncos to win the whole thing, and then all is right with the world. Yes, Jethro is playing. Well, not playing right now because it's the halftime break. But yes, he was still out on the field, I do believe, when halftime came around, especially with the injuries that they've copped. So the Bulldogs have lost Stephen Crichton. Sexton came onto the field. Burton shifted out into the centres. And, so that I can't see how Rinakama gets a break. He's pretty much got to put in the full 80. You just need Coates and Jethro to score. Nice. I'll take a piece of that as well. And I also need a little Jacob Preston. A little presto. By the way, speaking of gaming, for those who might be interested, I do have a gaming channel also on YouTube, and I do live streams after the footy. So do feel free to check out Intoxi Gamer if you'd like to carry on hanging out and partying after the game is finished. So yes, Intoxi Gamer on YouTube and Intoxi Gamer AU on Twitch. Frank Boff, ahoy mates. KCT says, come on Storm. Making me scared. They're not looking too flash at the moment. Genitalia says grand final, Raiders versus Broncos. If that happens, I want to see Dan finally do the Viking clap. Mate, I've already put out a warning on Wednesday night. Wednesday night during the Generations podcast with the old Panther. I said, join us on Sunday afternoon for the Raiders-Broncos game because you're going to be shocked. It's not going to feel like the same channel. Sunday afternoon is not going to feel like Wasted World of Sports as you know it. That's all I will say. All right, 14 points to 12 at the halftime break. I better grab another mixer because I'm almost out. I'll be right back, and hopefully when we come back, second half will be ready to get underway. Such a massive, massive day tomorrow. Lots of action. We've got the Rugby Championship. We've got the NRL Finals continuing. I don't know how I'm going to fit it all in, but Mad Expect Gaming, can I say that, please? I always get nervous when people jump on and they're like, can you say this? My first thought is why? Why am I being asked to say something so oddly specific? Like what kind of use is there for me? My conspiracy theorist mind ticks over and goes, why am I being asked to say this obscurely random thing? And I beat the halftime break again. Here we go. Looks like the commercials are over. So yes, Intoxigamer on YouTube will be hanging out after the game over there. Do feel free to check it out. I'll get a link. I'll get a link sorted out. There we go. There we go. I'll get a link sorted out. For those who are into video gaming and, well, maybe just in for hanging out after the game and talking nonsense. Craig Howarth, ahoy, mate. Did you know your brother Jack is playing? Daniel, Stephen Crichton on crutches and in a moon boot. That confirms it. They had him on the bike during the first half on the sideline, so you thought, maybe. But there it is. That confirms it. Stephen Crichton in a moon boot and crutches. Second half is underway. Bulldogs with the kickoff. Munster claims it, gives it to Kamikamitha. Runs straight over the top of poor little Enari Tuala. And now Lasati, another big bopper for the Melbourne Storm. Driven back in the tackle, though. Tupanua's there. Mann's there. Of course he is. Curtis Mann is a beast. McDonald driven back in the tackle. The Bulldogs have lifted. They needed to, and they've gone up a gear to start this second half. Katoa loses the ball. Eli Katoa, no call. He's managed to regather it. Oh, lucky. I thought that had spilt out the back. Fifth and last now for the Storm. Grant goes short side for Pezzett. From inside the 40, he's already got 140-20 tonight. This one will not be. It's taken by Connor Tracy at the back. Oh, here's a replay, and yes, that ball does come free. That ball does come free from Eli Katoa, and they've missed one there, the officials. That should have been Bulldogs' ball on the 30. Everybody missed that one, well, except for me and you lot. I bet you lot saw it. All you out there, you saw that. Galvin steps off the right boot. Nowhere to go for him, though. Monstered in the tackle. Just short of halfway. It's back to Burton. Burton puts the kick up. And it's taken by Warbrick again, targeting Warbrick's edge. And he steps off the left boot, takes on Toby Sexton, who holds on and brings him down. Unbelievable. How did everybody miss that? Big knock on from Eli Katoa. And no call. Hopefully that won't be a decisive moment in the game. As Katoa holds on to it this time. And he's tackled on halfway. Or just short. Now they're up over halfway. Meaney backs into the defense for play 5. Where's Munster? Munster's on the left. They go short side for Pezzett. Pezzett puts it high. Contestable kick this one, and it's a nice take by Connor Tracy. He got himself a lot of protection. Burton was there and Rinakama was there to protect the run. No escort because they didn't change their lines. Burton taking hit-ups. You don't see that very often. Mind you, he's usually playing in the halves and not normally called upon anymore. Slow play the ball by Kiraz, and up over halfway goes Tracy. 14-12, the Storm lead. Burton on halfway puts the high ball up. Not a lot of distance on it again. And Warbrick, the target. Warbrick takes it. Surrenders in the tackle immediately, right on the 20-meter line. 14 points to 12. Obviously, both teams' coaches would have had words with them at the break about the amount of errors that were made. That opening half of football between these two teams, you wouldn't expect the amount of dropped ball that we saw. Expect that to tighten up here in the second half. Nice ball from Harry Grant. Puts McDonald straight through a gap. And old McDonald goes up over halfway. 40 out now for Pezzett. Front foot ball. Oh, he's got a shove in the back from Josh Curran, which skews the kick off the side of the boot and into touch on the fall. Brilliant work there from Curran. Chances are that would have been a great kick from Pezzett. He just took a couple of steps too many, and that was going to bring Warbrick into the action. Burton takes tackle 1 on the halfway line. 14 points to 12. The Storm getting the job done at the moment, but still anybody's game. And now it could be a question of who needs the rest more. Who needs the rest? The week off, advancing straight to the prelim. Who needs it more, Melbourne or the Bulldogs? Kick out. On to Galvin. Now they've got a 2-on-1. Burton dummies and can't get through. Taken down from behind by Anderson. Fifth and last on the 20. Sexton, with the crossfield kick. Coates bats it back. It's been lost. Tupanua picks it up. Been knocked on by the Bulldogs, though. And yes, brushes the hands of Kiraz. Munster couldn't contain it. Would have been knocked on by Tupanua anyway. Knock-ons all over the place there. Coates plays the ball quickly. Nice run here from Meaney. Offloads back for Lasati. 25 out. Slow play the ball. Howarth up to the 30. Yeah, I'm with you, Brown brothers. I think the Storm really need the week off. Munster goes out the back now. Cut out pass to Warbrick in space. Warbrick steps inside kick out. Runs over the top of a second. Oh, that's Sexton who's hurt in back play. Sexton got barreled by Warbrick and he's busted his shoulder. Toby Sexton is down. Working the shoulder in back play. The referee's called time off immediately. The Bulldogs have lost another one. Toby Sexton, who comes on now? Who comes on to the halves now? Burton has already shifted out to the centres. Well, Burton has to come back into the halves. And somebody, Harry Hayes, is still on the bench. Sexton's just done his shoulder. Who's going to play in the centres? Yeah, because Burton will just shift back from the centres. Oh, he's back in the defensive line. Never mind. Okay. Sexton is still out there for the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that shoulder, and surely he becomes a target. Fifth and last, Peasant from 40 out. Puts this one high. Tracy backing up, takes it a metre out from his own goal line. Heads across field, and he becomes an easy target there from Karma Chameleon. Big defensive set needed here for the Storm. The Bulldogs could really use a penalty and a piggyback. Kiraz with the late offload for Galvin. Galvin heads up to the 20. Kick out from a standing start. Looks to offload. Does get the ball away now for Burton. Burton spins out of the tackle. Brings it up just outside the 30. Through the hands now for Mann. Back into midfield. Fifth and last for the Dogs on their own 40. Burton needs a big kick here and he produces it. Solid kick down into the corner for Warbrick. Again, taking Xavier Coates out of this game completely. Coates needs to roam. Xavier Coates needs to have a roam. He needs to get his hands on the ball and interject himself into play as Nick Meaney changes direction. And he's brought down by Josh Curran. Up to the 30. Great footwork there from Anderson's Carpets. Coates, here he is, getting himself involved, but he takes on Tupanua. Of all the people to run at. Munster out the back for Peasant. Dummies and goes straight through. Needs support. Has it from Katoa. Cut out pass for Warbrick. Warbrick one-on-one with Rinakama. Rinakama brings him down. 20 out from the line. Great tackle, one-on-one. Fifth and last, Peasant puts the crossfield kick in for Coates. Coates bats it back in field where it's intercepted by Enari Tuala. Tuala has the ball ripped away, one-on-one. What a steal from... Oh, knock on in the steal. Great work by Jack Howarth, but he has knocked it on in the process of stealing it. Jonah Peasant sparking this backline into life. Coates finally gets involved. Well claimed by Enari Tuala, lurking up on the inside. Stolen by Anderson. And a scrum down for the Bulldogs on their own 10. Big passage of play, that one. That was some fun. Yes, indeed. Mad X Beck Gaming. Australia. Cross the ditch. 20 out from their own line now. The Dogs. 2 tackles in. Man to Galvin. Preston. As they go through the hands to the right, Preston carries it out to the 30. Hayward looks down the short side, but he's got Tupanua charging onto it in midfield. What a run up to the 40. Quick play the ball. Markers are not square. Hayward scampers up over halfway. Fifth and last. That's a good set. Sexton seems like he's all okay. That shoulder's fine. Puts the kick down again for Warbrick. They're targeting Warbrick. Fends away from Kickow. Fends away from another, and Kurt Mann brings him down. 15 out in midfield. All the kicks tonight going to Will Warbrick. Slow play the ball. There's Melbourne still inside their own red zone. Now they bring it out. 25 out in midfield. Kurt Mann rocks away from that tackle, clutching favouring his shoulder. Katoa offloads for Grant. Back for Meaney. Meaney bumps off one. Gets away from Tupanua, but he's heading sideways. Now he straightens, and he's brought down by Galvin and Tuala on the 40. Grant goes down the short side for Lasati. To Howarth. Howarth's copped one around the neck. Oh, no call from the referee. Play on. Fifth and last. Harry Grant shakes his head. He can't believe it. Pezzett gets the kick away. Connor Tracy does well to take it, and he winds up for the kick return. 15 out from their own line over on that far touch. Racing up is Harry Grant. He's pumped up after that no penalty call earlier. Rinakama. Taken down just short of the 30. Kiraz. Good strong carry there from Kiraz. 4 tackles down. Still inside their own 40. Sexton, short ball. And Hayes on the 5th and last. Bellamy. I don't know how to describe that look from Craig Bellamy. As Burton puts the kick down. Miscommunication at the back between Warbrick and Meaney. And a lucky bounce sits up for Warbrick, but he's met by a wall of Bulldogs defenders who give away a penalty. And some back chat. They get marched 10. Kurt Mann wasn't happy about the call, had something to say. And Adam G, taking a no-nonsense approach, immediately marches them 10 metres. Oh, what a kick chase it was. Finding touch just short of the halfway. Melbourne go the early shift out to the left. From dummy half, Xavier Coates has had enough of not being involved. He goes on a dart. Takes it inside the Bulldogs 40. Halfway through the set. Utoikamanu finds half a gap, breaks the first tackle, and he's brought down 25 out. Lost his pants in the process. Not as good as Teddy. Out the back for Pezzett. Katoa. Quick hands now, and it's spilt backwards by Warbrick. Play on. Warbrick gets away from Burton and heads back in field. Into the Bulldogs' red zone they go. 5th and last. The crossfield kick will be on here for Coates for the first time tonight. Pezzett kicks down the near side, though. Meaney chasing through against Rinakama. Rinakama takes it, and he's tackled back into the end goal for a goal line dropout. Taken in the field of play and then dragged back. So they're keeping the ball away from Xavier Coates perfectly tonight, the Bulldogs. That was their opportunity. That was their opportunity. Big line up to the left. Coates waiting out wide. And Burton goes short with the restart. It breaks the plane of the 10. And it's lost back by the Storm. Scooped up by Coates, and a knock-on is called. First knock-on by the Bulldogs. And a captain's challenge might be incoming here for the Bulldogs. They're thinking about it. Discussion. No. They're going to play on. Jeez, they might have won that one too. Okay, Kurtman and Tupanua have left the field. They've earned themselves a rest. Here come the Storm now in midfield. Pezzett out the back from Munster. 3-on-2. Straight through goes Nick Meaney. And a great tackle by Burton brings him down 10 out. Munster in at dummy half. Fires it over to Pezzett. In front of the post now. Trent Liero held up on play 3. And he's moved off the mark there. He's got to go back on the mark. Cheeky bugger. Time back on. Harry Grant sends it left for Munster. Dummies inside. Munster gets the arm free. Hayward cuts off the offload. Lurking around the back of the tackled area. Grant goes down the short side. Lasardi. 5 meters out. The big man. 2 tackles left. Munster. Pezzett now has it. Short ball for Katoa. Nice flat pass, but well read by the Bulldogs defence. 5th and last. Grant fires it out for Munster. Grubbers in behind the line. Nobody at the back for the Dogs. Galvin gets there and bats it dead. Another goal line dropout incoming. Melbourne turning the screws. But the Bulldogs holding on. And holding on well. Opie Wati says, come on, Storms. You guys going to win this game. Jets Skid Media. Ahoy there, mate. Burton goes short again. Just breaks the play into the 10, and it's lost by the Bulldogs. Backwards, though. Play on. And Kiraz has the loose ball. Success there for the Dogs. And now Tuala carries it outside the red zone. Well, they've survived all that pressure. The Bulldogs, a big set of 6 here. This is still anybody's game. Salmon now. They go the shift out to the left. Kickout gets the offload away. Back for Tracy. Tracy to Burton. Burton cuts back in field. And he's held up by Eli Katoa and Grant. On their own 40. Here's Curran at first receiver now up to halfway. Good run. 5th and last. Penalty. Late in the tackle count. 5th and last, and a penalty on halfway. Take the 2. Okay, it's been reviewed and said penalty is sufficient, but they can challenge if they want. Now, was that a call of a hip drop against Harry Grant? Huge moment. Sexton finds touch, 30 meters out. 23 minutes left to play. Here come the Bulldogs. Burton just slowing things down. Taps and goes. Burton. 22 out from the line. 10 in from touch on this left edge. Curran spins out of the first tackle. 15 out, just to the left of the post. Slow play the ball. Hayward sends it right for Salmon. Inside ball for Hayes. Harry Hayes. 10 meters out, bang in the middle of the field. Hayward goes right again for Galvin. Short ball for Preston. Preston well marked. 4 players on him for the Storm. 2 tackles left. Galvin out the back for Salmon. Here's Sexton on to Kickow as they go left. Burton gets a 2-on-1. Burton puts the fend on. Burton slides over the line to score. Matt Burton shifting out into the centres to make way for Toby Sexton. And the Bulldogs reclaim the lead in this seesawing game. 16 points to 14 with the kick to come. And that was a pretty basic play there from the Bulldogs. 1-on-1 missed tackle by Grant Anderson. Dear, oh dear. Grant Anderson slipping off the tackle. And the Bulldogs take the lead. (16-14). Burton has had the kicking duties with Stephen Crichton off the field. Try yet to be confirmed, but it will be shortly. 16-14, kick to come. Matt Burton to try and convert his own try here. Through the tackle of Anderson. Puts the fend on Warbrick. Had too much, but well, has he put it down? Yes, he has. Matt Burton with the go-ahead try. Oh, and now Enari Tuala leaving the field. There's another one down for the Bulldogs. They're dropping like flies. Enari Tuala off the field. 16 points to 14. 20 minutes left to play. Who's going to go play in the centres now for the Dogs? It's been a makeshift team. Burton on his unfavoured side on this occasion. But he's kicked one from the sideline earlier. Burton moves in, strikes it well. It's holding its line. It's down the middle. And the Bulldogs lead 18 points to 14. Matt Burton with the kicking boots on. Could have done with those. It could have done with Matt Burton's kicking boots in the State of Origin this year, for crying out loud. But I digress. $18 points to 14. 20 minutes left to play, an eternity in a game of rugby league. Melbourne get us back underway. And Max King from the kickoff. Florence T says Munster needs to go out. He's not playing Xavier. Xavier Coates has seen a real lack of injection into the attacking line tonight. 30 out from their own line here, the Bulldogs, halfway through their set. Oh, Kiraz looking a little bit shaky at the back. Up to halfway now. Connor Tracy into Storm territory, fifth and last. Down the short side for Burton, puts the kick up. Again, keeping the ball away from Coates, taken by Meaney. Gets away from Samanam, but Sexton there to hold him up. And he's driven back to the 10-metre line, Nick Meaney. Here's Warbrick. Warbrick has spilt a lot of ball tonight. Brings it out to the 20. Here's Coates getting involved. Quick play the ball. Charging onto it now. Wishart, I believe, is injected into this contest. 2 tackles left. Liero takes the fifth and last. On the halfway line. Pezzett down the short side. Again, kicking away from Coates' edge. Anderson chasing through to put pressure on. The ball is loose in the midfield. Munster picks it up. Still fifth and last, says the referee. And that's the handover. Changeover. They might challenge that one, the Storm. Yes, they do. Captain's challenge incoming. Melbourne Storm calling that there might have been a knock on here. Missed. And here we go. Anderson gets up to apply the pressure, and that is off the hands of Rinakama by the looks of it. This is a better angle. Now that is off Rinakama. And the Storm might have just pulled off a successful challenge here. Off the hands of Rinakama. And that'll be 6 more tackles. So there we go. A successful challenge here for the Melbourne Storm. Rinakama has knocked it backwards. Munster has scooped it up, which should reset the tackle count. And that is why the teams have been holding on to their captain's challenge. Successful challenge, and Melbourne get the scrum. 18 points to 14. 18 minutes, 47 seconds to go. Twenty meters out from the line, Warbrick feeds the scrum. Grant from the back gives it to Pezzett in midfield. 3-on-2 here for the Storm, but stepping back in field, Meaney. 15 meters out. Coates is down the short side, but they bring it back in field. Liero. Driven back in aggressive Bulldogs defense again. That's tackle 2. Still on the 20. Short side for Munster. Meaney. On to Howarth, who comes back in field. Xavier Coates just not getting the ball. Munster to Liero. Liero hit hard in the tackle by Hayward. The Bulldogs defense must be applauded. Wishart to Pezzett. Katoa now takes the line on, 5th and last. 10 meters out, Grant goes short side. Angling back is Anderson. Anderson's wrapped up a meter out. And that'll be the handover. And he's also done his ankle here, Anderson. Anderson's done his ankle. Concern. Big concern for Grant Anderson. Harry Grant down the short side. Oh, Burton's fallen on his leg. That's why. Matt Burton has fallen on his leg. Oh, jeez. Matt Burton's fallen on his leg. Accidentally, of course. Unintentional. As Burton falls over Harry Hayes and lands clean on Anderson's leg. I don't know how he hasn't broken his ankle. Limping back into position there, Anderson. Kickout plays it. And, slipping into contact is Rinakama. 5 meters out from their own line, the Dogs go short side. Trying to catch the Storm napping. Kickout plays quickly. Burton as the Bulldogs roll upfield. This is a great set. Considering where they started, a meter out from their own line. Oh, a tip tackle. No call. Almost taken beyond the horizontal. Salmon, dummies. 5th and last here on halfway. 18, 14, 17 minutes to play. Back to Sexton. Kicking for the corner. Has he overcooked it here, Sexton? Yes, he has. Out on the full. Can't blame Galvin for that one. There's Melbourne now, back on halfway. Utoikamanu steps away from one. 16 minutes to play. Wishart takes it up the middle. He's dumped on his back in a 2-man tackle. 40 out from the line. Pezzett out the back for Munster. Left edge shift they go. Meaney dummies and takes the line on again. He's got bloody super glue on his hands tonight, Nick Meaney. Munster to Liero in midfield. Pezzett with the short ball to a flat-footed Katoa, but still flat-footed. He bumps off Sexton. He's wrapped up now by Kickow. 5th and last. Pezzett wants it on the left. Grubber's in behind the line. Flying through is Nick Meaney, and it's battered dead by Jacob Preston. Preston saves the day. And another goal line dropout incoming. Nick Meaney still down in back play. Oh, accidental contact again. Nick Meaney chasing through. And he's been pushed in the back by Connor Tracy. And he's been wiped out by Preston coming across to save the day. Oh, did Nick Meaney get a touch on this? No, that ball's knocked dead by Preston. From what I can tell. Nick Meaney off for a HIA. And at 15 minutes, that'll be his night done. So who comes on to play fullback? Craig Bellamy blowing up in the coach's box. Who's going to play foot? Well, Munster has to shift to fullback. You would think Munster shifts to fullback with Peasant and Wishart both out there. Burton goes short again. It's another great kick. Batted back by the Storm. Taken by King in midfield, and King winds up. Brings it into the red zone. 15 metres out. 15 minutes to play. 18 points to 14. The Bulldogs lead. Inside ball for Utoikamanu. Got the bumpers up. 10 metres out from the line. Still 4 tackles left. Grant sends it right. 6 again. Munster spins in the tackle. Looks to offload. Does. It's a risky offload off a set restart. And Peasant's taken down. Another set restart here. They've got to be careful, the Dogs. Liero taken down by Josh Curran. Grant, inside ball for Utoikamanu. Bumps off Curran. Offloads back for Grant. Grant gives it to Wishart. Wishart scores beside the posts. Melbourne are about to take the lead. But what I am very interested to see is that hit up. The hit up. Who was it for the Storm there? Was it Utoikamanu? Someone got the bumpers up. Someone got the bumpers up into the face of Josh Curran, I think it was. Here we go. Utoikamanu angling back in. Oh, no, that's fine. Absolutely fine from the front on angle. Wishart gets through. Viliami Kikau and Connor Tracy. Does he get the ball down? The ball spills free. They might have a look at this. The ball does come free a little bit. Wishart. Kikau's in there ripping at it. Has he maintained possession enough? Try confirmed. Melbourne are about to reclaim the lead. No, DJ Shaq, it really looked like it from behind. My first thought was he's got the bumpers up. But when you see it from the front on angle, absolutely fine. Tyran Wishart. Unbelievable. He's just run through Viliami Kikau and Connor Tracy. Putting his body on the line. Rod would be very proud. Tyran Wishart. 18 apiece with the kick to come. Right beside the posts. Nick Meaney's off the field, so Nick Meaney won't be doing the goal kicking. Doing the goal kicking is Jonah Pezzett. And Pezzett slots it through. Sam on TikTok says Coates can go over now, please. Can Coates get the ball? Did Xavier Coates, not shower last night or something, and he's got a stench about him because none of his team seems to want to go anywhere near him and give him the ball. They're not even kicking to him. They're kicking to Warbrick's. Melbourne Storm themselves are kicking to Will Warbrick's edge, even in opportunities. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just a simple fact of they're trying to do something different and unexpected. Like the Bulldogs are prepping for an aerial assault from Coates, so we'll kick it the other side. Expect the unexpected side of things. But yeah, I can't believe like we've only seen one kick on attack all night long to the to Xavier Coates' edge. 20 points to 18. 12 minutes left to play. Here's Munster. Munster with a good strong run up to the halfway line. Nick Meaney, Category 2, HIA. Whoops. Just knocked that off the table. Kick goes downfield. Backing up as Connor Tracy takes it a metre out. Tracy held up and driven back in the tackle. Beebs says that Coates has been blacklisted because of a lot of multis. Well, you could be right there. Could be right. Tupanua takes it up to the 30. We've got 11 and a half minutes to play. Kiraz. Great return from injury for Kiraz. Now, Sexton through the hands to Galvin. Galvin almost slices through. Gets up on halfway to try and go again, but he's been called held. Fifth and last for the Bulldogs. Burton from halfway puts it high. Contestable ball. That's a hell of a kick. Munster moves forward. Surrenders as he takes it. And Munster's held on the 20-metre line. Oh, Munster's ready to go here with Max King. There's a mismatch. 10 minutes left to play. 20 points to 18. The Storm, the difference is that penalty goal in the first half. King takes it up to the 40. 2 tackles left. Munster takes on Salmon. Puts the fend on. Tupanua's got him wrapped up. But he still stands in the tackle. Munster, good, strong carry. Fifth and last. 40 out. Pezzett puts it high. Again, away from Coates' edge. And it's taken by Rinakama in the air. Lots of traffic to get through. Rinakama takes it down on the 20. He had a lot of work to do, but I, again, must raise the question, why are they not kicking to Coates? Kiraz heads across field, offloads for Preston. Preston taken down by Xavier Coates. All he's had to do tonight is defense. Tracy back down the short side for Preston. 9.5 minutes remaining. Oh, what a tense finish we've got. Emmanuel Vincent says still a close game. Absolutely. Fifth and last on halfway. Sexton puts the kick down the middle. Miscommunication at the back again by the Storm, but they got it sorted out. And Warbrick brings it back to the 20. Warbrick staying down, holding his face, trying to Milky Magoo the penalty. He's trying to milk a penalty here, Will Warbrick. Nine minutes left to play. Adam G. We've seen him officiate one of the greatest grand finals in recent history. We know that Adam G is going to put the whistle in the pocket. There will be no milking on Adam G's watch. Xavier Coates looking for a quick play the ball. Here's Howarth now. 4 tackles gone. Utoikamanu bumps off Galvin, offloads for Wishart. Wishart straightens. Fifth and last, just short of halfway. 8.5 remaining. It goes to Pezzett in midfield. Pezzett puts a big, deep kick in. Tracy takes it 5 out from his own line. Now he winds up. Connor Tracy into midfield. Gets away from Katoa. Anderson jams in and brings him down on the 15. Oh. Rinakama now out to the 20. 8 minutes left to play. Slow play the ball. Kiraz Takes it up the middle. He's held up in a three-man tackle. Looks for the late offload. But he was called held. 30 out from his own line. Harry Hayes up to the 40. Halfway through this set. Hayward to Salmon. Now they put it through the hands. Kick out from a standing start. Still short of halfway. Short side for Burton. Gets the kick away. Back into midfield. Warbrick again. Oh no, Warbrick tracking back. It's there for Munster. Munster takes it. And Munster with a good kick return brings it outside the 20. I tell you what, Munster moving to fullback might be the best thing that's happened to the Storm here in the second half, because he's much stronger on the carry back than Nick Meaney. Meaney has been getting manhandled on those kick chases. Munster charges up the middle. We think about Munster and the ball playing ability, but boy, he is just, since his shift to fullback, the aggression that Munster's bringing to the game. Another strong carry here. Pezzett to Wishart. Inside ball. Flick pass back infield for Pezzett. Keeping the ball alive now for Josh King. Fifth and last. 35 out. They go short side. Pezzett kicking for Coates. Coates might have just got a step offside here. And it's taken by Kiraz. Kiraz gets away. Flick pass, keeping it alive for Tracy. Tracy almost goes through. Utoikamanu brings him down. Front foot ball now for the Bulldogs. 6.5 to go. Kick out. 1-on-1. Almost gets away from Pezzett. Pezzett does enough to slow him down and bring him to ground for Anderson. Rinakama offloads. Back for Sexton. They're starting to throw it around a bit now, the Bulldogs. Tupanua back on the field. He's put on his back on halfway. 6 minutes left to play. 3 tackles left for the Dogs. Salmon to Sexton. Kick out the back for Galvin. Burton falls just inside the Storm territory. 2 tackles left. Galvin goes quickly from dummy half. He's got Salmon. Oh, they've got a 3-on-2 out here. The Bulldogs. Preston gets on the outside. Gives it to Kiraz. Kiraz steps back in field away from Wishart. Offloads for Tracy. Tracy to Salmon. Fires the cutout pass to Mann as they bring it back to the left. Mann kicks in behind and it sits up for Warbrick. Warbrick heads across field. Brings it back out now to counter-attack. Gets away from Tupanua. And he's brought down on the Melbourne Storm 20. Kurt Mann, the kick was not the right option there. Coates gets away from one. 5 minutes left to play. Melbourne, was that the opportunity for the Bulldogs that they've just diffused? Katoa with a flat pass there to Liero. And it's called forward, is it? No, it's not. Play on. McDonald's, short of halfway. Here's Munster again. Straight up the middle goes Munster. Oh, and he clutches at his ankle here. Cameron Munster clutching at his ankle. He puts the ball down. He's rolling around everywhere here, Munster. 40 metres out, right in front. 4 minutes 40 to play. And here we go, Cameron Munster. Oh, yes, Salmon. Oh, Salmon is just, well, you don't want to say hip drop, but he's behind Munster and he's dropped on his ankles. And you can understand why Munster's in a world of pain here. Fifth and last, 40 metres out. They've decided that there's nothing in it. Nick Meaney, for what it's worth, passes his HIA. Fifth and last here for the Storm. 40 out. It goes to Pezzett. Pezzett puts the kick up. Contestable ball down the short side. Katoa trying to chase through. Rinakama does well again. Jethro, Rinakama. Solid performance under the high ball tonight. 20 points to 18. 4.5 to go. Burton from dummy half. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mates. 3 tackles down on halfway. Man sends it out to the right. They've got numbers here, the Bulldogs. Tracy on to Preston. Preston steps back in field rather than continuing out to the right. Tackle 4. 30 metres out from the line. Hayward onto Galvin. They shift left now, the Bulldogs. Man gets tangled up. Has to go back the other direction, where Tupanua, from a standing start, steps inside Wishart. But Wishart's got Lasardi there for help. 5th and last. 20 out. Hayward onto Man. Man to Sexton. Sexton, the cutout pass for Kickow. Kickow pops it over the top where it's been intercepted by Warbrick. And Warbrick's going the length of the field to win the game. Warbrick slowing down. Rinakama's coming back at him. But Warbrick has just enough. The basketball Harbour Bridge pass over the top from Kickow is intercepted. And Warbrick goes the distance. Melbourne have won. With 3 minutes left to play, the conversion will put them out to an 8-point lead, and that is surely the ball game. Melbourne Storm through to another preliminary final. Unbelievable. What a game. But Will Warbrick, he's had a rather shocker of a night. Craig Bellamy smiling. Take a picture. Craig Bellamy, with game time still left, cracks a smile in the coach's box. Get your screenshots of that because you won't see that very often. Viliami Kickow pops the pass over. Warbrick reads it and goes the length. He was tiring. He was running out of steam. Rinakama was coming back at him. Melbourne, another prelim. The Bulldogs go on to face the winner of the Warriors and Panthers. Kickout punches the turf. Frustration. Will Stephen Crichton be able to back up? Tuala's in trouble. Montoya's still injured. Bronson Xerri's out. They're the walking wounded at the moment, the Dogs. 24 points to 18. This is a big conversion. It's a relatively simple conversion, but given the circumstances, Jonah Pezzett puts it over, and it's an 8-point lead with 2 minutes to play. (26-18). A minute 56 to go. Bulldogs need to go short and score from the kickoff. Here we go. And it's not, they don't go short. They tried to, but it's way too heavy, and it's an easy take by Wishart on the 20-meter line. They didn't get it right there, the Bulldogs. Utoikamanu bumps off Tupanua. 1 minute 30 left to play. King up to the 30. Short side they stay for McDonald. Just short of the halfway line. Here's Katoa winding up. 5th and last, just inside the Bulldogs' territory. Short side. Pezzett puts the kick up. Rinakama. 12 out from the line. Burton inside the final minute of the game. Galvin with the double pump to Tracy. Tracy offloads for Tupanua. Still a metre out from their own line here, the Dogs. Down the short side, Galvin to Tracy. Kiraz now cuts back in field. Gives it to Kurt Mann. Mann running out of options. Tries to duck under the tackle. 27 seconds remaining. They've played the ball to nobody here, the Bulldogs. But penalty. Taken without the ball. Bulldogs find touch 35 out from the line. This will be the last play of the game. Melbourne have won. They're into another prelim. This team just, honestly, this team has just been consistently there or thereabouts for so long. We talk about the Panthers. We talk about the Panthers' winning streak, which is obviously mighty impressive. But here's a team that just doesn't miss out on finals. The final kick and hope. Coates takes the ball. Coates surrenders in the tackle. And Melbourne Storm are through to the prelim. The Bulldogs will face the winner of the Warriors and the Panthers. 26 points to 18. What a game. I'll be right back. (26-18). I did say, remember the top of the stream, I said a good weekend multi is all teams to win by 1 to 12. I mean, not all teams, but all winners between 1 and 12 tonight. DJ Shack says the injury toll for the Bulldogs. They've lost the game and they've potentially lost some more players as well, which is absolutely true. They'll be keeping a close eye on Stephen Crichton, of course. Enari Tuala was another one. Yeah. Crazy, crazy scenes. Craig Kennett, ahoy, mate. Oh, man. What a game. Don't let that 8-point margin fool you. There was no comfort in that whatsoever. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to look up. I was going to see if there's been any update on Stephen Crichton. Canterbury. I was going to go to the Canterbury Bulldogs Facebook page to see if they posted anything. Can't see anything. I don't want to go looking too intensely. How are you, Craig? Lazar says, fair play, great game. It really was, wasn't it, Laz? It was a fun game to call. Yeah, catch you later, Gamer Mel. Enjoy your victory. Well, I mean, not your victory. Enjoy your team's victory. ZA on TikTok asks, Mira on TikTok says, do I think the ref made some unfair calls? I wouldn't necessarily say unfair. I think that what happens in finals footy is the same that we sort of see in State of Origin. The whistle just goes in the pocket a little bit more. So I don't think it was necessarily anything unfair. There was certainly, I think it's fair to say, there were certainly circumstances throughout that game where if it was a regular season game, we probably would have seen a call made differently. But that happens all the time. It happens all the time. You see the referees put the whistle away. Come finals time, the game is refereed slightly differently, and the players need to adjust to that. Robert M., channel member for 24 months. Wow, 2 years, my friend. 2 years. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much for your ongoing support there on the YouTube. DJ Shaq says the Bulldogs will rue that missed opportunity where Kurtman kicked on tackle 4 when they had an overlap. Yes. Now, if he gets that kick right, I can understand why he went for it. If he gets that kick right, he looks like a genius. Right? I can understand why he went for it, but I think upon reflection, he probably would have wanted that over again. And yes, Michelle Kickout will rue that pass. It was never on. It was never on. I think that's fair to say. That final pass look. Oh, holy hell. Okay. I was paying more attention to answering your question than what I was pouring into my glass. Oh, this is going to be a cheeky one, this. This is going to smack me in the face. I might be off for a HIA after this punch in the face. Anyways, I'm going to go for it. I mean, I've got no other alternative. I've got no other glass here to pour some out into. We got to go for it. Yes, exactly. Pennick had played a part at that particular piece of time. So, yeah, that was obviously the final nail in the coffin. Oh, yeah, that's American style, that. Nice. Oh. Yeah, very good. Okay, Robert M., a question. What did you think of Munster's leg injury? Well, hey, look, it was accidental, but that's one that definitely would have been a penalty in the regular season. We saw a couple of them tonight, actually. A couple, not hip drops, but not traditional hip drops. But we saw a couple from both teams that were let go that would absolutely have been called during the regular season. 100%. Shears T is playing the ball off the mark a penalty. No, it used to be. It used to be the same as if you were called held and then offloaded. It used to be a penalty, but they've basically said, yeah, look, just go back to the mark and play it. The referee will blow a stoppage and say, go back to the mark. Or if the offload blows the whistle and time off and, I called held, go back and play it. So, yeah, there are a couple of little intricacies there that are no longer penalties, but definitely used to be. KCT says the Dogs are shot, in my opinion. Good luck with the Panthers. Well, that's assuming that the Panthers get past the Storm. Boydie says, did anyone else notice the shoulder to the side of the head during the second last Storm try? I did, Boydie. I called it at the time. I said, oh, they've scored a try, but we might want to go back and look at the potential. Utoikamanu got the bumpers up. But then upon seeing the replay, yeah, it was just a bad angle, I think. From behind, like the first instance I saw of it when I was calling the game live was from behind. And from behind, it looked like he'd put the elbow up, put the bumpers up, and copped Curran right in the face. But when you see from behind Curran, didn't have the same opinion. So Craig Howard says, that'll put hairs on your chest, mate. It'll put hairs on my lips. It'll put hairs on my hairs. Bonus points in the chat room if anyone knows where I stole that line from. Actually, massive bonus points with me. Big brownie points if you know where I stole that line from. I'll love you forever if you know where that's from. PA says Coates didn't even touch the ball near the line. This is actually a really interesting talking point. Now, was it a ploy? Was it a tactical ploy from the Melbourne Storm? If it was, I suggest they never do it again. Because I couldn't help but notice, like, okay, they can't control what the Bulldogs do. Bulldogs, it was obviously their tactic to kick to Will Warbrick all night. Don't give Xavier Coates the ball. Don't allow him to run. Ironically, and it wasn't from a kick, mind you, but ironically, it was Will Warbrick who did the length of the field intercept try to win the game. Wasn't from a kick, but I digress. I'm just saying, it's funny that he ultimately ended up winning the game for them. Now, Bulldogs, it was a clear tactic. Kick the ball away from Coates. That makes sense. But for the Melbourne Storm to purposely kick the ball away from Xavier Coates made no sense to me whatsoever. I couldn't understand that ploy at all, other than the expect the unexpected. Like, the Bulldogs have probably prepared all week long for an aerial battle with Xavier Coates. So, we're going to kick short side for Will Warbrick all night long. I can only remember one instance where Xavier Coates got an aerial battle and he won the ball with ease. Batted it back in field where it was intercepted by Enari Tuala, I think. So it didn't quite pan out for them, but yeah, it was interesting. It might have been a case of, well, they're expecting us to do that, so we're going to do this, and it didn't quite pay dividends. But either way, I recommend that they never try it again. Kick the bloody ball at least a few times throughout the course of 80 minutes to Xavier Coates. I mean, for the love of God, kick the ball to Xavier Coates in the air. And yeah, of course, they kicked short side for Will Warbrick. They kicked short side for Nick Meaney in the line from fullback, chasing through. And Rinakama was amazing in the air. Rinakama owned that side of the field in the air. So, yeah, I'd be very interested to hear what all the talk is off the back of this game. I want to hear what the likes of Phil Gould and Joey Johns and Billy Slater and Cameron Smith have to say about it. I'd love to know what those experts on the game have to say about it. Because it seemed like they were definitely doing it on purpose. I mean, they had to be doing it on purpose. They weren't even passing the ball to him, though, I suppose. Like, did Xavier Coates touch the ball once inside the Bulldogs' 20? Odd tactic. Really, really bizarre, in my opinion. But anyway, I mean, they made it through, so, you know, congratulations to the Melbourne Storm. Another preliminary final. Jeez. These guys, huh? These guys. Craig Bellamy. PA says not choosing him next time for my multi. You watch. I'm going to do the same, PA. I don't mind tonight because it was a free hit. I was on Sportsbet. Sportsbet was doing the $50 bonus bet cashback if any leg fails. You watch. I'm going to take him out as well, and he's going to score 3 tries in the prelim. He's going to score 3 tries in the prelim to knock the Broncos out of the comp. And I won't have him in there. We'll see. DJ Shaq says in the end, it doesn't really matter. Well, in the end, the Bulldogs only have themselves to blame. The Storm earned their win tonight. A lot of mistakes, both teams, but really, yeah, the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs' mistakes were in really critical areas of the field. Would you agree with that, DJ Shaq and everybody else in the chat room? Like, the Bulldogs' mistakes seemed to happen when they were on the attack. not all of them, but for a majority of their mistakes, they seemed to be on the attack in the Storm red zone. Big errors. And then there was the kick out on the full from Sexton. So, yeah, very difficult. Very difficult to win games of footy when you do that. Craig Howarth says 99 all and go the Sharks tomorrow. There you go. Going for the Sharks tomorrow. We have got a huge day coming up tomorrow here on the Wasted World of Sports. Rugby Championship. So we'll be doing the Wallabies versus Argentina game. Now, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off, but the Warriors and the Panthers starts at 4 p.m., I believe. 4 p.m. my time here in Australia. 4 p.m. The Panthers versus Warriors. The All Blacks Springboks game starts at 5 p.m. Now, obviously, I'm probably talking to a lot of rugby league supporters tonight, but let me tell you that Rugby Union on my channel gets about 20,000 or so, anywhere from 20 to 50,000 views for a game. The Rugby League gets anywhere from 1 to 7. It's pretty obvious what I, as a business, need to make my priority. But I am going to try and somehow call both games at once. I don't know how I'm going to manage it, but Lord knows I'm going to try. Because I'll be watching both. Like, I will have one of the games on my main screen, and no matter which one I end up calling, I'll have the other one on another screen somewhere. So, I don't know. I'm working out a way that I can possibly somehow try and manage to follow both at once. I'm going to try and get it done, though. The sports bar, we're going to call it. Hey, Laz. The Wasted World of Sports sports bar. And PAE raises a good point, because it is finals and it's an elimination final. Like, it is an elimination final, so maybe like just this one-off give priority to the NRL, but yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun either way. It'll be fun either way. Marlon, ahoy mate. Marlon's owner. No time left. Full time in this one. I do apologize. On TikTok, the full time is very, very tiny. It's a little bit larger over on the YouTube. So yeah, I do apologize. It is very, very small there. But yes, it is full time. The Melbourne Storm have won the game, 26 points to 18. An intercept try by Will Warbrick is what put the final nail in the coffin. It was an intense battle, though. Seesawing match, multiple lead changes all the way down to the end. And the Melbourne Storm ultimately getting the victory. And with that, Wasted World of Sports, my friends, our crew, I do believe... Oh, hang on. Breaking news before we head off. We'll get the breaking news from John Michael, and then I'll head off to do my Intoxigamer gaming stream. For those who are into video gaming, I do have a gaming channel. But anyways, let's get the breaking news from John Michael before we go. See what that is. All right. What's the breaking news? He still hasn't told us yet. He must still be typing. This could be huge breaking news. Been a pleasure. Absolutely, Lazar. Thank you very much, mate, for your ongoing support. Very much appreciated. I've got to check out that movie. I didn't watch it last night. Okay. My cousin James has messaged me from Belmore saying the place is swarming with police after fires were started following the Bulldogs' loss. Man, I tell you what, sports can bring out the best in us, can also bring out the worst in us too, can't it? I can't say that I've ever personally started a fire, but yeah, geez, I've been salty. I've been salty after losses before. But yes, wild times. Wild times we're living in, man. Wild times. All right, Wasted Water Sports crew, thank you so much. If you're interested in video gaming, youtube.com/IntoxiGamer. youtube.com/IntoxiGamer. I have some stuff to sort out, but I will be live over there very, very soon. So I hope you can join me. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys next time. Melbourne Storm through to the prelim. Bulldogs through to elimination against the winner of the Warriors versus Panthers. I will see you guys tomorrow if I don't see you over on my gaming channel. Catch you soon. Where's my intro jingle? There it is. Cheers.
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts.
Wasted world of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack. Ahoy! He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
They're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready to go. We're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With a laugh and a cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a road, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted here. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.